Hey, Jimmy Valentine, that was a really great game-winning score you had there at the sporting event.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. You can look for that card really soon at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. They got tons of sports memorabilia.
Jimmy Valentine, RKO Radio News. Jimmy, what makes Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics your favorite comic store in the Colorado area?
I'm telling you, forget about it. A comic collector like me, I can save 20% on a hold slot. Duh. Plus, it's hard for me. I'm on the road all the time. If I want the Amazing Spider-Man and I'm not around, it's in my hold slot.
Jimmy Valentine, what do you have to say about your recent allegations about steroid use?
I'm not going to answer that question, but I am going to tell you that if I want to get Magic the Gathering cards, I go to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. The little square Jimmy Jr., he loves those. So go to 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Nevada, Colorado. They'll take really good care of you.
Hold on, Jimmy, one more question. Wait,
Jimmy.
no, don't go yet.
Does this sound familiar? You're interested in purchasing that new action figure, but aren't sure if it's worth it?
Well, come check out PlasticExplosion.com, where you can go to find all the latest and greatest action figure previews and reviews.
Every week they'll be bringing you reviews and picks from your favorite collections, such as
DC Universe, Masters of the Universe Classics, Marvel Universe,
Star Wars, Transformers,
and many more.
Come check us out at PlasticExplosion.com. That's PlasticExplosion.com.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smokin' Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
Welcome to the podcast. I am Ryan. With me is James and Brad, and we are the Real Nerds.
You did not sound excited about having us here.
Well, I didn't know if I'm introducing you as a part of the intro to this because you guys didn't say anything last week when I did the intro to our special interviews we've been doing.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Who are we talking to this week?
This week, we talked to somebody last month, Jonathan Tiersten. He is a horror star. A horror star? He is a star in horror movies, most notably Sleepaway Camp. And then he took a 30-year break.
Was it 30 or 20?
20? No.
He'll tell you in the interview.
He'll tell the interview. I'm pretty sure it's 30. No, it has to be 20 years because
he looks way too young.
Yeah,
for
it's
it to have been
1983, so yeah, to 2003.
Yeah.
Anyways, he took a 20-year break because he focused on his music, and then he came back in a movie called The Perfect House, which is a really cool movie. It's an anthology, but it doesn't really follow some anthology rules, which I appreciated, and he is really good in it. His segment, I don't know what you'd call it, short segment, his anthologist make it part arc story with portion. Anyway, he plays a serial killer named John Dozie who keeps a woman alive in his basement for 5 years because she's his muse that gives him inspiration to kill people.
Because he's a painter. Oh, killing people. Oh,
yes.
Oh, okay.
And he's very good in it. And he will tell you all about it. And what I really liked about interviewing him is he kind of just, when we were doing Mile High Horror, and we were really I was dead set on interviewing Kane Hodder, who played Jason. And we really didn't know anybody else who was going to be there. And that's nobody's fault. We just didn't know. Everybody was super nice. And we sat down in our booth, and, is anybody going to even talk to us? I mean, what are we going to do? And
because it's the first con we've done since Comic-Con. So
yeah.
I think we were all a little off our game, too, because we're sitting there going, like, how do we do I don't remember how to do this.
That, too. And, I mean, I'm really, I guess, the really only horror fan. I mean, Brad, you watch horror movies, but not like I watch horror movies.
Yeah, I was really a fish out of water.
When he walked by, I'm like, I think I know that guy.
Yeah.
And he was just saying, hey, guys, what do you get? We guys do a podcast? We said, yeah. He said, well, out of all, the movie I have, I said, oh, what movie are you in? He says, oh, I did a movie called The Perfect House, but you might know me as Ricky from Sleepaway Camp. and then my brain just like kicked in.
Well,
I'm
because
like,
he said something about like you'll recognize me as the guy with the real short shorts in Sleepaway Camp, and I was like, oh yeah,
yeah,
Shorts, yeah.
yeah, and like it literally like my brain like clicked on. I'm like, oh, that's right, I know this fucking guy from Sleepaway Camp.
You're that fucking guy.
And for those who don't know, Sleepaway Camp was one of the slasher movies that came out, what they call the golden years of slasher, which takes place right after Halloween, which is 1978 to about 1984. There's tons of slasher movies released, and there's some that really stand out besides your Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Streets. Sleepaway Camp is really infamous for it sets up the characters really well. The characters, I mean, they're kids, and it's a camp, but the big thing that everybody remembers is the girl who's doing all the killing is actually not a girl, it's a guy.
Whoa.
So at the end you find out that she has a dick because they show you. So, and it's really violent. It's really weird watching those movies now because they're definitely not as violent as a Red Band trailer for Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So that's what's really fascinating to me. And it's really hard to find Sleepaway Camp now. They released a DVD set that I used to have. I don't know what I did with it. It was called the Sleepaway Camp Survival Kit, and it had all 4 Sleepaway Camps in it.
Wow.
And now if you go on Amazon, it's really rare. It's like an $80 set.
Did every movie end with somebody revealing they were actually a man the whole time?
No,
or,
because
they had a penis in a weird part of their body.
her name's his name's Angela.
His.
She reappears in the 2 sequels that took place a little bit afterwards. But I remember the reason I wanted to get the set wasn't for the first one because I didn't know anything about Sleepaway Camp.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one had a poster where this girl had a backpack on, and in her backpack she had a hockey mask, a machete, and Freddy's glove.
Oh,
so that's kind of interesting. And then when I watched the first one's by far the best one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, sit back because the interview's long and listen to Jonathan Tiersten. And I mean, I ask him questions that I don't know why I had the balls to ask him these questions, but he answered them not only truthfully, but a really interesting thing that I really took away from it is his commitment as an actor and the process he goes through. Because I mean, I was an actor in high school, but I kind of lost my love for acting. I like being behind the scenes guy and directing things.
Yeah.
I don't like the process of acting. I don't. You know how some people get like all worked up.
Right.
You know, like Tom Cruise when he's about to run, he probably runs before he runs on camera.
Right.
But I asked him, really serious questions. I said, well, how do you get in the mind frame of being a serial killer? How do you get in your mind frame of being in these intense scenes? And he would tell us. I mean, he was honest. He told us. I'll let him tell you because his stories are really good, and he was very interesting, and he was very outgoing. And I mean, after we interviewed him, I spent more time with him at the con, and he introduced us to other people we did interviews with.
Invited us to stay at his house.
But anyways, here, listen to Jonathan Tiersten. He's really good, and when we're done, we'll come back and I'll say some extra stuff. Welcome to Real Nerds' other interview at Mile High Horror Fest. I always hate introducing these things because I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan. This is James, and we are with
Jonathan Tiersten.
Jonathan Tiersten. Now, you were in a slasher film in the 80s, with what they call the golden era of slasher films.
No doubt.
But you were in one that is kind of notorious because it's really violent, and the twist ending gets people.
Yes.
Correct. And you were in Sleepaway Camp. I didn't even tell what movie it was. That was horrible.
Yeah. No.
So can you tell us about being in that movie, and especially in an era where slasher films were kind of the horror golden child, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it.
It was it was a really interesting time because, there were a lot of those slasher films coming out, and I think what they were leaning to at that time was just coming up with more creative kills and and I think there was a trend that was going on that was I didn't necessarily like, which was less towards the macabre suspense trend of Hitchcock and stuff like that. What happened with Sleepaway Camp was so different because to me it was character driven, and that is very unusual for even that 80s realm of slasher movies. With maybe the exception of, and it's funny because a friend of mine directed it and wrote it, but with the Hello, Mary Lou, or Goodbye, I can't remember what it was, but the prom night sequence.
Yeah.
And my favorite movies are always character driven, and Sleepaway Camp was.
Yeah, and that's what it was really meta. It was one of those movies that's kind of ahead of its time because it took the conventions that you knew of a slasher film and kind of turned them a little bit. Because one, the killer isn't who you think it's going to be at all, and they even have the art for it kind of has a wink to previous ones. But the shoe with the knife going through it, and I just love that stuff, and I love that era. Is there any cool stories you can tell us about being an actor and how hard it is to wear short shorts or something?
Well, to be completely frank, the short shorts were mine, and that was that was the fashion of the time. There was just no. I auditioned in that Tequila Sunrise shirt and those shorts.
And they liked what you're wearing so much, that's your costume for the movie.
Apparently, my mom used to get really mad because I was walking around Manhattan dressed like that. She thought I was going to get raped. But I kid you not. And so, I remember people always ask me about it now, and, they say, oh my God, that movie would never get past the censors and blah, blah, blah nowadays and all that stuff. But it was a less prudish time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember reading it and going, that's weird. Because I was the only one that had the entire script.
Huh.
Not even Felissa had the entire script initially. I mean, she knew what happened, but I had the whole shooting match, as it were.
Yeah. Did they not give you everybody the full script because they didn't
No,
want
they didn't
people
want it
getting out?
Yeah.
Because
if you remember, Sleepaway Camp was a real release.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of indie films, what happened was it was released. I think it was somewhere in Texas and a couple other places, and it beat Yentl on its opening weekend and Amityville 3D.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's when UFDC released it nationally in whatever it was, 1,500 theaters.
Sure.
And it was on the top 50 movies list. I mean, movies used to run for a long time.
Yeah. Right.
It was on the top 50 movies list, I believe, for 17 weeks.
Wow.
And, but it was, and I mean, there were television commercials, on network.
Yeah, it
was a different era.
Yeah,
it really was, I mean, I don't know how it all happened. I've never quite understood it. I remember when we were filming, I mean, the crew was massive. And it was the actual crew from, what was it, Creepshow.
Oh, really?
They literally finished shooting Creepshow and then came and did Sleepaway Camp.
Wow.
Yeah,
and it was like if you go back 20, 30 years and you start looking at the way movies were rated, things were not listed as you can say fuck once but not twice, and it wasn't hammered out
you
as
can't
well.
say fuck twice when Ricky's fucked.
Well,
he is.
But I mean, it was I would definitely say that it was not as prudish as we are now, or at least. Maybe people wouldn't be shocked by some of that stuff as much now.
We were more tolerant.
But there are, the ratings are just different back then,
It was.
Well, you guys, are younger than I am, but I remember it was, to get into an R movie was so easy.
Really?
I mean, it was so easy. I mean, it's not like somebody ever said, oh, you can't come in. And, here I was, I looked like I was about 10. And I'd be like, can I have 2 tickets, please? For Death Wish, thank you. And it was easy to do, and I think it was just acceptable. And now what you have is movies on either fringe, where you have stuff that's gore,
right.
To the umpteenth level, and then you have stuff that's so mamby-pamby and painful to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you have to swing for extremes.
And Sleepaway Camp 2 kind of built up. It wasn't all of a sudden, it was lots of murders all of a sudden. It kind of got all the kids there.
It's a good camp film.
It is, it really is. And it's one of those movies that I don't want to say you forget about, but you forget the time that it came out. It was, the cream of the crop because there's so many slashers at that time that were horrible. One I always point to that people like is April Fool's Day. I don't like that one because I think it's too cheesy. But
this is what I found, and it's really, to me, it's really interesting because, and this has been a very new trend with regard to Sleepaway Camp, is that what I used to see for years was bad movie, great ending.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that's starting to change. In fact, in Maxim this month, they write up Sleepaway Camp as in their 66,
really?
Best slasher films that you've never seen. Huh. And it says unequivocally, one of the best slashers of the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Said, it had several sequels, but none were as good as the original.
Oh, no.
And now they're getting it, I think. And I know, a lot of people in Hollywood a lot of people know who they are, who, if you thought the film was just about the ending, it wouldn't have worked.
No. And, the shock of it is...
Awesome.
helps. It helps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're right, it's the build-up to it. I think a lot of times now, slasher movies, whether it's Saw or whatever it is, if you can even classify it as slasher, it's all about how grotesque can we kill people.
Yes.
And there's no build-up to it. So I think that's why something like Sleepaway Camp is effective, because you get built up to it, and you're expecting one thing, and it just blows your mind when it goes another way.
And the weirdest thing, I think, there's been so much written on it, but there's this sort of redemption that's going on throughout the movie, where the bad guys keep getting, but then they turn it all on its head at the end.
Absolutely.
And you're like, okay, now I don't know what to think.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's entire YouTube pages of people's, reaction to the final scene. Really? They're just sitting there like,
is that exciting for you for a movie that is it 30 years old?
30 years old, yeah.
It's 30 years old this year. That kind of catches on later. And that it still has the
So
ability
weird,
to
isn't it?
be shocked, because it's so... You think people would know the ending, and they would know it because it's 30 years old, but it still catches people by surprise.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think it's great when people sort of, it's still a little bit under the radar, which is great. And I think it's great when people bring friends. I have a director friend, Ron Oliver, who he directed the two Prom Night sequels, and he posted on his Facebook a while back that he has now bought his 11th copy of Sleepaway Camp because he keeps lending them to friends.
They never give them back.
He never gets them back. And when you give it to somebody who's never seen it before, the thing about it is, though, this is, and I was reading something about this with how we deal with fear and whether or not we like to know the ending of things, or whether we always want to keep it a surprise. If it were just about the ending, people wouldn't be watching the movie over and over and over
I agree.
again. And they do. It's a party film. There's drinking games.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that aspect about it. And I'm so removed from it because it's been so many years. I like watching it. I think it's funny. I really do. I think it's an hysterically funny film.
Do you remember vividly shooting it, or do you have to watch the movie again?
No,
to
I
kinda...
remember everything.
Yeah,
because I've been friends with Felissa for so long.
Oh, nice. So, what is your favorite story from on-set shenanigans on Sleepaway Camp? Is it something you can share with people? I mean,
I share. I've
we're
never,
explicit, so you can do whatever you want.
Right?
We don't
No,
care.
I've never shied away from this, and Felissa has talked about it too. But we had a little puppy love romance while we were on set that did not end well, and then rekindled that romance in our 30s, which was weird, but. And we're very, very great friends, but it was, I remember that we had to reshoot the entire scene of me screaming, and the director had to lock the two of us in a room, and he said, "You two fucking figure it out." So I don't know, I don't even remember.
So
she did all the talking.
So was he disappointed with your performances, and he was so fed up that he's like, figure it out?
Yeah,
because
he knew
I'm
something
done.
was going on that was affecting our performances.
Gotcha.
I gotcha.
Not hers, because she can do that stare thing till you're dead, which is very difficult when you're fighting with her.
Oh yeah,
She can literally stare at you for like 3 minutes without blinking. I've never seen anything like it. It's really weird. But
Wow.
We always laugh about it because in real life, my relationship with Felissa is she does the talking, and I do the listening.
I think that's true for most men and women.
Yes,
It's,
yes. And I mean, she's such a she's filming Dead TV now, and she's with Eric Roberts, and her career's going gangbusters, and she's got 3 beautiful kids, and
awesome.
yeah. But yeah, it was we were kids, and
Yeah.
kids do dumb things. She was beautiful, and no, she does not.
She doesn't. That was a prosthetic.
That actually wasn't her.
Really?
That was a college student. She refused to wear it.
Really?
It's a college student from a local college, and they shaved his entire body. He cried like he was in some kind of Greek tragedy. And they were plying him with Jack Daniels. I'll never forget it. I was the only one on set for that.
Wow.
It was miserable.
I don't
I was
imagine.
laughing hysterically.
Because you didn't have to do it, right?
I was like, "Boy, this poor slump will do anything for $250."
They paid $250 for that? I might do it.
That was a lot of money back then.
I might do that.
Yeah.
So if you need a penis stand-in double and you're offering me $250, I will do it.
I'm not going to make that promise.
Okay, well, I don't want you guys to pay me.
No, but I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, so many things have happened recently too, like with Eli Roth listing on his top 5 horror movies of all time, and I got an email from him, and I have to tell you guys this because I've been on cloud 9, but yesterday.
Oh, awesome!
Wow. Yeah, about working together, and
that's awesome.
Dude. Yeah,
he said it's an honor for me to be having this conversation.
Is he going to put you in Thanksgiving? That'd be awesome.
Like, really?
Oh yeah, no. If he put you in Thanksgiving,
then
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what it's going to be. You know, he's working on Hemlock Grove right now, which is going to be amazing. I would assume amazing. I mean, $55 million budget for 10 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
That's
stuff.
serious.
Yeah.
Moolah.
And I've been, talking with Brian Whitten, who I grew up with, who just wrote, and produced Chernobyl Diaries with Oren Peli.
Oh, yeah.
And, in fact, my mom ran into his mother in the supermarket today, which is very strange. But, so I guess getting back to your question, to see a movie that keeps getting bigger every year, not smaller, it's pretty great.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Considering I quit the business for 20 years and, only got back in, 3 years ago, and now The Perfect House is coming out. And so.
Oh, is that your next movie down the pipeline? Can you tell people about The Perfect House?
Oh, yeah. Well, firstly, it's the first movie to star both me and Felissa that's outside of the Sleepaway Camp franchise.
Awesome.
And I just won Best Actor in a Feature at the Underdog Film Festival.
Even better.
Congratulations.
And got nominated at Scarlet Waters Film Festival for the same.
Awesome.
And so, I thought I would have more ring rust, but and it's an anthology, and it's sort of an homage to the history of horror. There's 3 different stories. One starts in the 60s, and so it's shot in a sort of Hitchcock way, and then the second one is an 80s horror slasher, and then the last one is more like a Saw film. And it's really, everybody.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, Jeffrey Reddick loves it.
Is each film kind of have the aesthetic of the area you're talking about, where the 80s might be a little more.
It almost looks
suspense.
black and white.
Yeah.
And the score follows the same thing.
That's
too.
awesome.
It's really amazing. And the cinematographer, a guy named Tal Lazar. From Israel was just incredible, and so the lighting on it is just amazing. And so there's a little less gore in the first one, and then a little more gore in the second one. Yeah. And there's a backstory that
ties it all together.
They already have my character's name was John Dozy, and they already have the Perfect House Origins, which is my character before this all happened, which he's changed it to now he's a musician because that's what I do.
Nice.
And that's how I get my victims. Is I play like these open stages and coffee houses.
Love it.
That's how I ensnare my victims, who I keep locked in cages, and then I keep one woman there for 5 years because she's my muse.
Wow, that's kind of creepy.
It's really disturbing, but fun, and there's comedy in it, and that's I love that because it's got that Sleepaway Camp thing where it's
awesome.
Like it's terrifying, but you find yourself giggling, and that's. To me, that's the best horror.
I think it is too. I think when you can combine effective elements of horror and comedy is when you sell the horror the best, because you need to relieve the tension. If you don't relieve the tension, then I think being uncomfortable in a movie the whole time is not good.
Yeah, it's over the top.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So is this movie going to be at more festivals? Are you releasing on Blu-ray, DVD, or what's the plan for it?
It'll be. The latest I've heard is it'll be on Netflix and iTunes and all that stuff in November, and then Blu-ray and DVD in December. They're talking about a limited theatrical release, but they don't know the specifics yet. And as I told you guys, I brought my 20 DVDs here, and I didn't think I would run out, but I have one left.
Oh wow!
And it's because like the first moment I was here when Jeffrey Reddick said, he said, "Jonathan, you were brilliant in that movie."
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, and I know Eli Roth saw it too. And
that's got to make you feel good, because you said you took a 20-year break,
yeah,
and that you came
I was
right
a
back
musician
in
for 20 years,
and you came right back in. And is this your and you've won awards, and people are saying you're great.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
I feel very, very lucky. I have a family and a home life, which I think has helped a lot. It gives me a sort of solid base. And, people said, how could you get into the mind of a serial killer? And I just said, it was like when they asked Palessa, the director was like, oh, God, I see his Facebook page. There's pictures of him with his kid, and he doesn't look menacing at all. And she said, try dating him.
Can I ask you a question about acting then? Is it hard, because you're such a nice guy, to turn into that kind of character or is it very easy for you because it's just the opposite of what you do?
I found it incredibly easy.
Really?
Yeah, it's, I always say we're monkeys with paperwork. At our base is instinct. We want to kill, eat, and have sex. And, this character, there's a certain freedom in that.
Yeah.
He's a psychopath. There's no question. But that's what psychopaths are. I mean, if you look at Eric Harris, from Columbine, I mean, he didn't have the same governors that we have that prevent us from doing these things that maybe in our heart of hearts we want to do.
Sure.
I thought when I had a regular day job, I thought about killing my boss every time I went to sleep. And I mean, I followed through. It wasn't like one of those dreams where you don't follow through. I mean, I crushed his larynx. I shot him in the head. I, tore his arms off. I mean, I'm not going to kid you. I mean, there's a reason I'm in horror movies.
Yeah. So is that is that the place you go to for your motivation for your character? Is if I didn't have a filter, this is what I would do. If I didn't have a moral conscience, then
I think so.
I would just.
It
snap.
has to come from you, though. It has to have your own sort of, when you at your worst, and it always has to come from inside out. It can't, you can't like look at another guy doing it. People are like, oh, you look like Dexter, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what goes on in Dexter's mind, so
Sure.
I can't do Dexter. I can't imitate somebody. You have to start from the inside out, and I mean that does take some work. I'm a method actor. I went to NYU as an acting major, and it's just, to me, it seemed like, I did look up some old acting exercises from Uta Hagen, who I did an after-school special with way back when. But, if it comes from inside out, but I think I have I know I have a lot of rage inside of me, and that's why I'm funny.
Yeah.
And that's why I play music and write music.
Yeah.
So for me, I think maybe it was a little easier than what it is for some people. I do consider myself to be a friendly, caring guy, but again, I'm not sitting in a trench, at Normandy.
Sure. Do you also have to build yourself up to do it, though? I mean, because,
oh my God, yeah.
Because there's also, I'm guessing as an actor, because I was an actor in high school, but I couldn't get into it like someone like you could, because I don't. For me, for a killer, you can't just be, one-dimensional and want to kill people. You kind of have to develop some sort of sympathy for you.
Right.
Would you agree? Or
absolutely,
I don't know,
you have to go. You have to go all the way to the extreme and then pull it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that inner life working, and that's what makes it fun. Is when it's simmering.
Sure.
And all the best killers that we've ever seen in the movies we really love. Your Freddy Kruegers, there's so many.
Like, to me, it's Norman Bates. Norman Bates is the guy where he's
Yes.
a good-looking guy.
Perfect.
He's
Example.
very mellow, but he always has those little lines. Everybody goes a little mad sometimes.
In the Perfect House, John Dozy only loses it once. He only loses his cool once. And it's very scary when he does. I remember it was scary for me. Doing the scene, but as far as pumping up and stuff like that, before almost every scene, I was doing pull-ups off the girders, I was swinging a sledgehammer, I was doing push-ups, I was running in place. I was using all sorts of stuff that a lot of method actors would say were maybe cheating. I don't know, but I was supposed to be sweaty anyway, so
Sure.
but I found that to be incredibly facilitating in being able to sort of be in the moment. Because, it's supposed to be 2 or 3 people in a basement, but there's 35 people in the basement. And they're all staring at you. And after day one, everybody's like, wow, he's really good. And I'm like, well, great. Thanks for that. I'm like, how about a big glass of shut the fuck up? You know, and, you know, the director, who was great, would actually say, you know, don't talk to him, you know, because, you know, some of the people on the crew were like, how'd you do this? And I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of this, okay?
Yeah.
You know, my wife would text me every morning, we're fine, knock 'em dead. That was it.
Yeah, because to me it'd be like you'd have to get to a dark place almost constantly, and
it was horrendously dark.
And people trying to break you would be, or talk to you would seem like, you know, getting out of it.
Because they wanted to lighten the tension.
Exactly.
I mean, and I don't, you know, there was no malice involved. They
No.
just wanted to, they're like, well, he's scaring the freaking shit out of me.
Yeah, I want to make him a normal guy,
Yeah.
you know?
And there's a wonderful scene in The Perfect House that I think is the best example of it, where my muse's mother comes to the door with a pamphlet looking for her lost daughter. And I just tear this woman to shreds, but so subtly. You know, and you talked about Norman Bates.
Mm-hmm.
I had Charles Bukowski in my head because I had watched interviews with him.
Yeah.
And his gorgeous wife, when she had got him to only drink wine. He's like, you're such a bitch. What? Who were you with last night, you whore? And that's what I was. So I did it in a simple acting exercise, which was I wanted to be a mosquito. And so when you watch The Perfect House, you can be the judge, but that's what I wanted.
I'm really excited to see it now.
Yeah. Well, because I remember that De Niro was a monkey in a Taxi Driver. That's what he was using.
Really?
And if you watch it, like especially the scenes in the mirror, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you know, you just kind of blew my mind right now. I got to rewatch Taxi Driver. I'm like, I see it. I see the simian in him.
Yeah, he was a monkey. And I love that because we're monkeys with paperwork. And for me, because I'm kind of I think you guys can gather from the interview while I'm dominating, I'm but I also can be very. I always love that. You know who I love for that? Robin Williams.
Oh yeah.
And people always say that I'm somewhere a cross between Robin Williams and Steve McQueen, but because Robin Williams, it's there's that frenetic energy that's absolutely nuts. But man, when he acts, he's like locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Good Will Hunting, he just seems so calm and that's not his normal demeanor, but that's in him.
Yeah.
Right? And I love that. That's what I love about acting, because you can find things about yourself that you don't know, and you couldn't normally do.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that you can find that, because I could never do it. I mean, I think it's fun to go up and act and be goofy, but to actually find the depths of a character and find
that's terrifying.
Yeah,
And as Derek Jacobi says, it has to be a need to. It can't be a want to. We do. We wouldn't do this. Nobody would.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because mostly it's people telling you that you suck.
Yeah, you have to be good with rejection, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I may have won this Best Actor award, but I can read you 3 reviews where they're like, Jonathan Tiersten's performance is horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
you do kind of put yourself out there, like literally on a stage, and say, "Hey, this is what I did. Judge me." I mean,
I just know if I did it right or not.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess you have to be the one who believes in yourself to do it.
Well, you know when you're in and when you're out, when you're working.
Yeah.
I could. I'm not going to tell you guys because I don't want you to know. But I, seriously. I mean, but I know that the scenes where I was like, oh God, I was reaching for a line.
So is it hard to watch yourself on a movie screen after you've done the process, and because you don't get to choose the performance that's on screen?
Nope.
And is there times when you watch it and say, hey, that's not the choice I made, and that's not the one I would want to be on screen, or do you usually happy with how movies turn out?
I'm not particularly comfortable with watching myself. No, it's definitely not my favorite thing. I always think I'm going to enjoy it because, my ego says, ooh, this is so awesome. I'm so good. But then, and I invariably, I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, why? How could anyone think this was real? Terrible. And so no, I would, for myself, I don't like watching myself on screen at all. I don't mind listening to myself sing. but I don't like watching myself on screen.
The singing is a bit more honest, I would imagine. Like with the
Well,
acting, with the acting, you can see behind the curtain. Like you know that it's not real, whereas the rest of us are.
Well, I know
like,
those
wow.
moments where I'm in and out.
Yeah,
I know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I see a moment where I'm really in, I'm like, wow, that's great. That's fun to watch.
Right.
So maybe I'll watch that 3 seconds. for over and over in a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same thing with the singing too, though. I mean, we're all our own worst critics.
Yeah.
It's just that's human nature. And I always say to people, I'm like, you'll reach for whatever you can reach for, because it's you're never gonna do all of the things that you ever wanted to do, but whenever you're doing one thing, just freaking do it. It's like Jack Palance and the cowboy movie with Billy Crystal, what's the secret to life? This. And it's just about whatever you're doing, do it. If you're doing an interview with you guys, if you guys have a website, if somebody washes cars for a living, or works at the checkout counter at the supermarket, just do it. And I'm really friendly, honestly, with a lot of people at the supermarket. I love these guys, and they, I've been going there for years and years. For years, nobody had any idea that I was in the entertainment industry, but now they do, and so they ask me really respectful and nice questions, and they want to know what's going on, and then I ask them about their lives, and I think that's it. It's just, this whole thing goes by pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess, too, as being an actor, it's probably hard, too, because do people mistake you for who you are on screen as how your real-life persona is, and they expect you to walk in with short shorts and...
I would if they asked.
Really?
I have great legs.
I'll take your word for it. You're wearing pants today, but you know what?
It's rare that I wear a shirt. Trust me. You can see my Facebook.
They can't hear us on here, see us on here. So wow, you look great. Your legs are
tell
fantastic.
them I'm 350 pounds and bald.
350 pounds and bald, which could be no more further than the truth.
No, it's yeah. I think there's definitely some. I've had stalkers and weird fan people who are like, get mad when I, say that I don't know if Sleepaway Camp 3D will ever be made, And I had one guy the other day, and then he's like, "You look gay," and I said, "Thank you."
That's brutal.
Actually, no, he said, "You look half gay," and I said, "Thank you," and then he said, "Are you half black?" And I said, "I'm running out of halves."
Wait, how are you half gay?
I think he meant it as an insult, but I didn't take it as such.
I mean,
I thought that meant maybe I was good looking. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just
maybe he was attracted to me.
I think you're a good looking guy.
Thank you so much. I want to touch you now.
Thank you. I felt
it. You are
it.
wearing plaid.
I am wearing plaid. See,
but
so I must be half gay too.
I think, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's people who have a very rich fantasy life. Yeah. Who watch movies and think that you're the character in the films that you play.
But that's got to, I guess, in a way, too. That means you did a good job if they believe you enough.
It's just, there's a reason I continue to live in Colorado and not L.A.
Oh, you live here?
Oh, really? I do.
That's awesome.
I live with my family in Fort Collins, which another actor lives there, too, John Ashton.
Yeah.
And, I probably miss out on some work because I'm there? Maybe.
But you live in a great town.
We live on an acre, with a wraparound porch and a beautiful patio and 4 dogs.
That's awesome.
4 dogs, a cat, and a fish named Nutcracker. But it's, it's a very paradisical existence, and I have great friends in Los Angeles, who will always let me, bunk up, as it were. And when you're working, I mean, most films aren't shot in L.A. anymore anyway.
Yeah.
They shoot everywhere. So
Canada, I think, is a big one now.
Canada is still huge. Colorado just passed a law very recently that maybe will open it up, which
That's
would
awesome.
be great.
Our state is so beautiful.
Well, it's really sad that they're not shooting more stuff here because it's there's still so much open space here that you could really do some intense.
You could open up a movie warehouse or soundstage.
Well, and I think it's John Hickenlooper who's pushing that, and it's funny because I've known him for 20 years, but he's very much involved in the arts and
that's awesome
and stuff like that. And so I think can you think of a better place to shoot films?
No.
I mean,
I'm biased because I love Colorado.
Well,
but,
it's so amazing.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, we live. It's just such an amazing place.
Were you born in
it.
Colorado?
No, I'm a New Yorker. You
Oh,
are.
yeah, you
wow.
did tell us that.
Yeah.
That you were going to get raped on the streets of Manhattan, according to your mother. So, so hopefully you won't get raped on the streets of Fort Collins because
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening either. He went to school up there, and we always want to go to Raising Cane's, the chicken strip place.
Oh, yes.
and
Oh,
love
yes.
it.
See, you guys got to come to my house, though, because it's better, because I start to grill, and then...
Well, if you're inviting us to your
Yes.
house, Jonathan,
yes, you can come to my house. You guys can do interviews. You know, you can interview my kid.
Awesome.
But actually, what I'm thinking about doing, honestly, next year, because of this plot of land that I have, is I want to start doing some house concerts, because they've done, I've gotten pretty regular airplay on NPR and KUNC and stuff like that, and I have 7 CDs out, and I thought, what an idea, because I was looking it up. I was contacted by a guy named Drew Ekman, who was the editorial director for Newsweek for 30 years, and he does these concerts in Jersey on a lake. And, I mean, he's had, incredibly famous people play at his house, but they play in the house.
Yeah.
I'm like, I live in Colorado on an acre with cool neighbors. We could do these concerts, early evening with a stage at my house.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, how fun.
Be like a mini festival.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable. And I have another friend who has 5 acres right in the foothills. I mean, I love this idea, and it would, I'd be able to perform too, but not have the rigors of the road, which I don't miss.
What kind of music do you perform? Or
Well, there's, I sadly have to go to a lot of the write-ups, but people have said if you like Van Morrison, if you like David Bowie, if you like
awesome.
Jeff Buckley, Cat Stevens.
so you're kind of like a folk pop, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'd call it.
Lack of a better word.
Yeah.
That's awesome because Van Morrison and Cat Stevens, I love those guys.
Well, I will give you guys a CD, and you can, play it on the show or whatever you like. But
dude.
I also wrote the theme song
Yeah.
to The Perfect House, which is actually,
Really?
it's more metal edged, because
So
it is
you're-
a horror movie.
So
Or
you're pretty
does it start with just some folk tunes.
So
in
you're
it?
diverse, is what you're saying. You could do anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, vocally, this is what I was doing for 20 years when I quit acting. I mean,
Yeah.
I sing in 4 octaves, and
Really? Wow.
yeah, that's my passion. Always has been. I love acting, and it's the acting thing is really it's helped. It's opened me up musically too.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so the two have really sort of worked really well together. In fact, the only 2 original songs in The Perfect House, I wrote both. But
That is so cool.
one of them with my cousin, who's
That's
an
got
amazing
to be
musician.
so cool because I guess as an actor and as a musician in the movie, you can totally get the feel of the movie because you're seeing both sides. You can set the tone not only with your performance, but with your music.
Well, it was really interesting because when I was recording the song for The Perfect House, I was actually shooting another film called Redemption, which is supposed to be at the Tribeca Film Festival next year, and it was with George Loros from The Sopranos, who plays Buffalo Ray Curto.
Yeah.
Who was also in Serpico, one of my favorite movies. And George and I got to be really good buddies on the set, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Because I was down in the hotel lobby on the computer, and I'm sharing lyric files with my cousin. We did this recording completely in 2 different places.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Simon, the cinematographer, took me to a studio up in where was that? North of the city, like Nyack area in New York, and took me to this amazing studio in the country. And so I recorded my vocal tracks there. My cousin was recording all his stuff in Long Island, and he said, that must be awesome to be able to, do that while you're working on this. And I said, in fact, yes, it is.
So are you a lyricist and a composer or
I even did a score for a short film with David Krumholtz from Numbers.
Oh yeah.
And now he's on that new show, Partners.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because he plays sort of like a Frank Sinatra type cop. It's called, and this gets where it gets confusing because I just did a movie called Redemption. This one's called Demption. Nobody was harmed in the making of these films. But Krumholtz was amazing in it. And Peter, what's his name, McNichol or whatever, from Ally McBeal and Numbers. What was his name? Peter Nichols? Yeah.
Yeah,
24
yeah.
too. Yeah. He said that it was the best work David ever did.
Wow.
And but that was, I'll tell you what, writing a score, I thought 7.5 minutes would be a piece of cake. 55 hours later.
Oh, wow.
55 hours, I'm
Wow.
not kidding, in the studio to get a 7-minute score. But it's really cool. And you can see it. It's on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, we'd love to.
And it's really fast, and there's lots of bloodshed and drugs and meat.
Who doesn't love bloodshed and
Yes,
drugs,
yes.
you know?
And David Krumholtz is, like, really cool as this. Like, he has, like, a pork pie hat, you know, and does this total, like, Sinatra cop.
Awesome.
Like, short guy, but just, you can tell he's so bad. You know? Like, he's not a good guy. He's at least as evil as the evil guy.
Yeah.
I'm serious. When we're done here, you guys should watch it, because I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So is there a place we can go online to find you and projects you're involved with?
Yeah, there's JonathanTiersten.com. Also, you know, obviously my Facebook page, and then I have a Facebook fan page as well.
Awesome.
And also my management page, which is adamanagementgroup.com. And my amazing manager, Andrea Albin, is on there. She has helped me enormously to sort of manage all these things that are going on at the same time.
I know, if you're doing that and you're
Yeah.
coming to conventions,
Yeah,
man,
and I'm
you're
trying to produce. And
Yeah.
it's
you're not busy, are you?
No.
Not at all.
For me, mostly my favorite thing, I'm not going to lie to you guys, my favorite thing, and that's why I'm serious. This is not a hollow invitation. You come to my house, you sit there, we grill, we drink beer, and then we grill more.
You know what? I cannot say no to that.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. You know,
Oh.
I mean, our house is just, you know, I hate to say it, I'm proud of my yard.
That's okay too.
We have a huge garden. You know, it's just a really fun place to
Wow.
hang out.
Awesome, Jonathan. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Oh, you're
It
very
was
welcome, guys.
An amazing. You're an amazing guy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You do so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So once again, I want to thank Jonathan for sitting down with us, because he's the one who broke the ice for us at Mile High Horror, and
Yeah.
he got us talking, and he got us getting everybody else involved.
We probably wouldn't have talked to as many people if it weren't for him. It was really nice of him.
Yeah, so I mean, I love the story about how he would do push-ups and he'd get, you know, worked up, amped up for these scenes, because if you've seen the movie, he does. I mean, and he's really good, because he has kind of a really nice demeanor, and so even when you watch him as he's playing a serial killer in the movie, you're like, the reason he's scary in the movie is because you don't picture him that way,
Right?
Because he doesn't wear a mask, he wears jeans and a shirt, and he's just a vicious person. So you should really go to theperfecthouse.com, where you can download the movie. It's only $6. I promise you, if you're a horror movie fan, it's worth $6. And check it out. He also wrote the soundtrack, or not the soundtrack, but he wrote the theme for it, so you can listen to his music. He has a band. It's called Jonathan Tiersten and the 10 Tears. And he was so nice. When the festival was ending, we were just hanging out talking to him. He gave us a copy of his DVD, all his CDs, for nothing, just because he thanked us for sitting on our podcast.
Yeah.
When we should be thanking him for taking time. I mean, a long time.
Yeah.
So
he was very gracious.
Again, make sure you stay tuned later on, because we'll keep on rolling these out. We still have a lot of interviews to do.
So much work for Brad.
Yep. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And they're really fun. I promise. I'm not saying that because, you know, I'm doing the interviews. I'm not the interesting person. The people who are telling the stories are the interesting.
No, you're really boring when you're talking.
I am. So please let us know what you think. And thanks for listening. And until next week, we'll see you in the movies.
Bye.
Bye.